right, good morning to you and good morning to everyone wherever you're listening to us from, via the app, via the website. I was welcome again to another beautiful
YouTube,
Tuesday.
Instagram,
YouTube,
everywhere.
Instagram, everywhere. Welcome again to another beautiful Tuesday edition of the Sport Buffet on Elegbete TV Radio. Well, quite a lot has been going on. And quite a lot of talking points, but I mean, let's start off with this one. The show is kicking off proper. But quickly, before we go into the main talking point, you talked about Alexander Arnold. Let me just quickly, you are club. What would you do with a player like Arnold? Like this dilemma, he doesn't defend very well. I mean, it's obvious. You see some of his lapses in terms of defending, but going forward, this guy is a beast. I mean, he's the kind of assist, his crosses. You talked about Super Eagles players not knowing how to put crosses and all that, but if we have a player like Arnold who can cross the ball in the Super Eagles, I mean, that's by the way, but
you have to do that, Sha.
But I mean, what would you do? I mean, we saw that game against Arsenal. Klopp came out to say he was playing more of an inverted midfielder because majority of that game, it's not the first time this season, but I think that game against Arsenal was where he's done it the most so far this season. Maybe because Liverpool dominated that second half, so they were more on the ball, more in possession and all that. But you Arnold, he started his career as a midfielder, though I had to say that, but he was converted to a right back. But there have been so many calls to play this boy, convert this boy to a midfielder. He's not going to improve his defending, the likes of Jimmy Carragher, Gary Neville and all that. He's not going to improve his defending. Why not make him a proper midfielder and all that? But you are Klopp, you've seen Arnold. What will you do? How would you solve this dilemma in Trent Alexander Arnold? Before we go on to the main talking point of the show,
For me, it's not the Trent Alexander Arnold issue is not a dilemma to deal with. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, when you use players, you play to their strength. That's what I know in coaching. When I was getting my badge, you play to the strength of the players that you have, and you build a team. The last 5 seasons, Trent Alexander Arnold have not been bad. So all of a sudden, this season is being bad. The question is it just Trent Alexander Arnold that is bad, or the entire team that is bad? So I was speaking to my big brother by Sapor Musa over the weekend before the Arsenal game, and this is my explanation about Trent, because he was like, "Oh, Arsenal will capitalize on Trent Alexander Arnold's win," and I said, "No." And I said, "No." I said, "No, that's not the problem. The thing is, one of the best player in Liverpool is Trent Alexander Arnold. One of the things that I've also noticed with humans is we are losing our sense of objectivity. If 2 or 3 people just say one stupid thing, everybody bans on it. So let me give you a good example. The Pep Guardiola thinks too much. Nobody have a proof of it. Nobody have a tactical proof and evidence of it. And it's a common saying now. Anytime Man City loses, oh, Pep Guardiola is thinking too much. It's the crowd mentality. When Pep Guardiola wins, so he buys the result. But people forget that he gave people like Phil Foden, Rico Lewis a chance. So let's analyze Liverpool a bit. When they had Sadio Mane, now this is how Liverpool used to play. They press you so hard, make sure they wrestle the ball off you from the front. And we've seen many times where a Sadio Mane, for instance, will lose the ball and he would press to go and take the ball and he will go score a goal. Now that fear always push the opposition, the teams that are playing against Liverpool, to defend to the side of Sadio Mane more, meaning that they leave some players short on the side that have Mo Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold. But to buttress the point, to make it clearer, Trent Alexander-Arnold is suffering this season because there is a complete balance. The player who runs towards the side of the Sadio Mane side the most is Darwin Núñez, right? And then the other player, Diego Jota, and the rest of them all out injured. So it doesn't really brings a lot of pressure and weight on the opposition. Now, if every time Liverpool have lost the ball, Mo Salah doesn't go back. Mo Salah have this messy thing about him that it feels like I have to conserve energy, I have to stroll, give me the ball, I know what to do. After all, they are always playing through me, so I don't need to go back and defend. And then they don't have a Wijnaldum anymore. Some of the players in the midfield don't defend to the wide side. So that becomes a problem for Trent Alexander because he had to deal with 2 or 3 players at all time. He's not a Spider-Man, he's not a web, he can't stop everybody. Having said that, look at all the games that Liverpool have dominated this season. Trent Alexander is in the top 3 best players on his team's side, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at it carefully, it's exactly what happened to Hector Bellerin at Arsenal. Arsenal went to go spend 72 million pounds, spread over 100 years to pay. That's me exaggerating anyway. On a player called Nicolas Yaya Sanogo Pepe, and they brought that player in, and immediately something happened. Every time he plays, he doesn't use the ball properly. I mean, sometimes, okay, it's a 50-50. Sometimes he just miraculously does some magic, but it's not a consistent thing. And whenever he loses the ball, he turns and faces either the assistant referee, the linesman there, or he's pretending like he's talking to the fans, or like he's trying to lace his boots. And then the pressure goes on Bellerin or whoever is playing in that position, and Arsenal gets attacked. And everybody says, oh, this person cannot defend. It's not about this person not being able to defend. It's about the fact that you're not doubling up when it comes to retaining the ball that you just lost. That's the same problem that Trent Alexander has faced in a stretch of this season, because Mo Salah is not dropping, and nobody can even talk to him. He's the highest NI in the team. Nobody can really talk to him and check him out. So all of those is a problem that they have. Once they fix that side of the problem, I think that Trent Alexander will be very, very good, because he does add value in terms of going forward. And top 5, top 6 teams are actually known for their attacking more than their defending. You can't really speak more of Man City defending. Look at the games where they've come under immense pressure, they've conceded, and nobody blames anybody. So every time you look at the top team, their prowess is in the attacking. So my converse question on the Trent Alexander issue is, how much have Liverpool really attacked? Look at their number of goals for, apart from the Manchester United game, look at the number of goals for as against their number of goals conceded. And then again, a defense would only be under pressure if the midfield is leaking. That's the fact of the matter. Have Liverpool played up to 5 games with the same pair of midfielders this season? The answer is no. We passed the 30-game mark, and if you add European games and every other competition, Liverpool have played practically over 40 games this season. Have they in any situation on a stretch of 5 games played the same set of midfielder? The answer is no. So when you look at that and then you go to Arsenal have played Martin Odegaard, Granit Xhaka, and Thomas Partey over a course of 10-15 games. Man City have also done similar thing. The time that they didn't have consistency in their midfield and defense, they were dropping points like points were going out of fashion. Recently, in the last 6 games, they've been able to play the same players, even if they rotate them, not because they were injured. And you see the consistency, scoring about 39 goals and, putting all of that. So those are some of the factors you need to first consider before you judge Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander is a victim, is a casualty of war. It's like when you watch the movie Angel Has Fallen. Mike Benning, who was the savior in the part 1, Olympus Has Fallen and London Has Fallen, became a victim, of an internal conspiracy, because if it is external conspiracy, it is easy. An internal conspiracy to kill the president so that the vice president will take over. But at the end of the day, it was vindicated. So I think that when you look at Liverpool properly, you will say the whole house, in the words of Chinua Achebe's book, things are falling apart and the centers cannot hold. So it's not just about Trent Alexander-Arnold, but the entire team not doing well, and he doesn't have the support cast that he normally would have. And then in this season, they are not attacking the way they used to attack, where his strength comes to the fore. So any defender, I don't care who you are, if you look at the Liverpool team this season, have Virgil van Dijk be as rock solid as he used to be? The answer is no. Why is nobody tearing into him? Are they afraid of him? Have Matip be as rock solid as he used to be? No. Even Alisson, has he be infallible as he used to be? The answer is no. So why just center on one guy and make him the victim, the fall guy, the way we do in the Nigerian national team? I think that it's a wrong call anyway. That's my position, because going back to your question, if I was Klopp, so I will still play him. He's the best player. Yeah, I'll keep him there. He's the best player. Convert him to no. I'll look for players that will show up that midfield properly and then give us a value. He would probably be doing what Zinchenko is doing. Everybody expect that Arteta will play him in midfield and then play Tierney. But look at what Arteta have done with him, and it's done very well. So I will do the same thing with him.
All right, brilliant analysis there. I think I agree with pretty much everything you said about Trent.
You are listening to Elegbete TV Radio.